In the visible world, nations rise and fall, economies fluctuate, and empires crumble into dust. But beneath this surface reality of chaos and change, there exists another government entirely, a silent, luminous administration that has guided humanity's spiritual destiny since the beginning of time. This is not a government of presidents or kings, but of awakened hearts, not a committee of politicians, but of perfected beings. The Sufi masters have always known of this hidden hierarchy, the Rijal al-Ghayb, the men of the unseen, and at its operational core functions what tradition calls the secret committee of 300. These are not mythical figures, but living, breathing human beings who have reached the ultimate stages of spiritual realization and who now serve as the hidden guardians of cosmic balance, the silent regulators of humanity's collective soul. While the world focuses on the puppets dancing on the political stage, these perfected beings work behind the curtain of appearance, maintaining the spiritual equilibrium of our planet through the sheer power of their consciousness and their unbroken connection to the divine command. The existence of this committee answers a question that has troubled sincere seekers for centuries. How does goodness persist in a world so dominated by darkness? How does compassion suddenly flare up in the most unexpected places? How do moments of grace intervene at precisely the right instant to alter the course of a life, or even of history? The Quran hints at this hidden reality when it speaks of a special servant of God in the story of Moses and Khidr, saying, "They found one of our servants to whom we had given mercy from us and had taught him from us a certain knowledge." This certain knowledge is the understanding of the divine administration of events, the awareness of how spiritual energy moves behind the veil of material causes. The Committee of 300 are the masters of this knowledge. They do not rule by decree, but by presence. They do not command armies, but channel divine mercy. They do not seek recognition, but work in perfect anonymity, their left hand unaware of what their right hand is doing in the spiritual realm. Imagine the cosmos as a vast, intricate machine of divine grace. The weight of human ignorance, violence, and forgetfulness constantly threatens to destabilize this machine, to tip the scales toward absolute darkness. The Committee of 300 functions as the hidden counterweight, the balancing force that maintains equilibrium. When negative energy accumulates in one region of the world, certain members of this committee might be spiritually directed to travel there not as missionaries, but as invisible transformers. They might appear as simple travelers, street vendors, or unknown beggars. Through their silent prayer, their concentrated remembrance, and their very presence, they transmute the negative energy, dissipating clouds of impending disaster and opening channels for divine mercy to flow. They are the immune system of the human collective consciousness, identifying and neutralizing spiritual pathogens before they can trigger global catastrophe. They work not through force, but through love, not through willpower, but through surrender. And their only mandate is to ensure that the door of divine mercy remains open for all of humanity, regardless of whether humanity knows the hands that hold that door open. The Committee of 300 does not operate as a democratic body or a council of equals, but functions through a precise spiritual hierarchy that mirrors the divine attributes themselves, a living pyramid of consciousness where each level has distinct responsibilities in maintaining cosmic order. At the apex of this hierarchy stands a single being known as the Qutb, the axis or pole of the age. The Qutb is the spiritual center around which the entire world revolves, the ultimate receptacle of divine grace for this temporal realm. He is the living heart of the hidden committee, and his spiritual state directly influences the balance of the entire planet. Beneath the Qutb exist two imams, one stationed at his right hand and one at his left, representing the divine attributes of mercy and severity, channeling these complementary forces into the world to maintain equilibrium. These three, the Qutb and his two imams, form the supreme trinity of the hidden government, the silent directors of humanity's spiritual fate. Beneath this supreme trinity operate the four Awtad, the pillars, who are stationed at the four cardinal directions of the earth: north, south, east, and west. They function as spiritual anchors, holding the cosmic structure steady against the chaotic tides of human unconsciousness. Where the Qutb represents the center, the Awtad establish the sacred perimeter. Then come the 7 Abdal, the substitutes, whose name reveals their profound function. When one of them passes from this world, another soul of equivalent spiritual stature is immediately substituted into their place, ensuring the continuous functioning of this celestial machinery. The Abdals are distributed across the 7 primary climatic or cultural regions of the world, working to preserve the spiritual integrity of their designated zones. Below them function the 40 Najaba, the nobles, who move invisibly through human society, responding to local spiritual emergencies and guiding individuals at critical junctures in their destinies. Finally, completing the committee of 300, are the Najaba, the distinguished ones, who work at the most granular level of human interaction. This hierarchy is not a static bureaucracy but a fluid, dynamic organism of light. Each member operates according to their spiritual station, which is not an appointed office but a realized state of being. A Qutb does not proclaim himself, he simply is, recognized only by those with eyes to see. The Persian Sufi master Hakim al-Tirmidhi described this system as the poles of sanctity, while Ibn Arabi, in his Futuhat al-Makkiyah, mapped this spiritual cosmology with breathtaking precision, explaining how these 300 perfected beings form a single spiritual body, with the Qutb as the heart and the others as vital organs, all working in harmonious unison. Their collective work creates what Sufis call the breath of the merciful, a subtle, pervasive field of divine compassion that envelopes the earth, making spiritual awakening possible even in the most darkened corners of human civilization. They are the reason why, despite all appearances to the contrary, hope never completely dies, love continues to surprise us in unexpected moments, and the human heart retains its innate capacity for transcendence. In an age hurtling toward technological singularity and ecological crisis, understanding this hidden support system becomes not merely fascinating esoterica, but essential knowledge for navigating the coming storms with wisdom and hidden committee lies not in its cosmic architecture, but in the silent, practical work its members perform in the unseen dimensions of reality, work that directly impacts the tangible world we inhabit. They are not passive observers of human suffering, they are active physicians of the collective soul, performing what can only be described as spiritual surgery on the body of humanity. Their primary tool is not the scalpel, but consciousness itself. Their operating theater is the realm of dreams, synchronicities, and the subtle energy currents that flow beneath the surface of events. When a region of the world is gripped by the dark energy of impending war, it is not uncommon for several members of the Najaba or Abdal to be spiritually directed to that location. They may arrive as refugees, aid workers, or seemingly random travelers. Their physical presence acts as a grounding rod, while their constant state of divine remembrance begins to dissolve the coagulated energy of hatred and fear, creating fissures through which grace can enter. This intervention operates on the principle of spiritual causality. Just as a single candle can dispel the darkness of a vast room, a single perfected heart can neutralize immense fields of negative energy. The Sufi masters teach that these beings engage in what is known as the divine exchange. When they witness suffering, whether individual or collective, they do not simply pray for its removal. They enter a state of profound spiritual receptivity, drawing that suffering into their own purified consciousness where it can be transmuted by the alchemy of divine love. They might take on the spiritual weight of a community's trauma, the psychic residue of a historical atrocity, or the collective anxiety of a nation on the brink of collapse. Through their connection to the infinite, they transform these dense energies into light, much like a tree absorbs carbon dioxide and releases life-giving oxygen. This is why many of these guardians often bear invisible wounds, not because they are weak, but because they are strong enough to serve as the planet's spiritual kidneys, filtering out toxins that would otherwise poison the collective human soul. Perhaps their most crucial function in our modern era is the stabilization of emerging consciousness fields. Every new technology, every paradigm-shifting idea, every cultural movement generates a unique energy signature in the subtle realms. The Internet, for instance, has created a massive, chaotic field of mental and emotional energy that requires constant spiritual regulation. Members of the committee work to anchor light into these emerging fields, ensuring that humanity's technological evolution does not outpace its spiritual capacity. They are the unseen guides ensuring that artificial intelligence develops with an ethical foundation, that genetic engineering is tempered with wisdom, and that our leap into space is accompanied by an expansion of heart. They perform this work through focused meditation, through the emission of specific divine frequencies, and by consciously seeding higher thought forms into the collective unconscious. In an age of exponential change, they are the hidden guardians of our evolutionary trajectory, the silent custodians ensuring that humanity's great awakening proceeds with minimal catastrophe and maximal grace. Theirs is the most vital work never reported, the most important service never acknowledged, the continuous, loving maintenance of the very possibility of human transcendence. In an age of digital isolation and spiritual fragmentation, the knowledge of this hidden committee offers more than mystical consolation, it provides a radical recontextualization of the seeker's journey itself. You are not walking the path alone. Your most private struggles, your moments of despair, your flickering intuitions of divine presence are all witnessed and supported by this invisible network of awakened consciousness. The modern seeker's relationship to the Committee of 300 is not one of passive dependence, but of conscious collaboration. While these perfected beings work from the pinnacle of spiritual realization, you are invited to participate in this sacred guardianship from your current station, creating a living bridge between the human and the divine, between your individual practice and the cosmic maintenance of spiritual order. The first step in this collaboration is understanding that your sincere spiritual work directly supports their mission. Every time you sit in authentic prayer, every moment you choose compassion over anger, every instance you practice selfless service, you are not merely improving your own character, you are strengthening the spiritual infrastructure of the entire planet. Your small acts of kindness create ripples in the subtle realms that the committee can then amplify and direct toward areas of greatest need. Think of your personal practice as maintaining your local section of a vast global network. When you purify your heart, you increase the bandwidth of divine grace that can flow through you to others. The committee works with this collective energy, orchestrating it with the precision of master conductors. Your consistent practice makes you a reliable node in this network, a stable point of light that helps anchor the larger pattern of spiritual equilibrium. How can you recognize their subtle guidance in your own life? The committee operates through what Sufis call baraka, a flow of divine grace that manifests as meaningful coincidences, unexpected assistance, and intuitive knowings that arrive at precisely the right moment. That sudden inspiration to visit a certain place where you meet someone who changes your spiritual trajectory, that book that seems to find you exactly when you need its wisdom, that dream that offers profound healing and clarity, these are not random events. They are the fingerprints of the hidden guardians, the subtle interventions of the Najaba and Najaba who work specifically with individual seekers. The more you cultivate inner silence and presence, the more you will perceive this gentle guidance. They respect your free will completely, never imposing, only suggesting through synchronicity and intuition. Your part is to develop the sensitivity to recognize these whispers and the courage to follow them. In our era of global crisis and awakening, your role as a conscious collaborator becomes especially vital. The committee is not here to save humanity from itself, but to support humanity in saving itself. As more individuals awaken to their true nature and align with this sacred network, the collective frequency of human consciousness rises, making the committee's work increasingly effective. You are not a powerless spectator in a collapsing world. You are an active participant in a global spiritual renaissance. Your daily practice of remembrance, your commitment to truth, your cultivation of love, these are not small things. They are the essential groundwork that allows the hidden guardians to perform their miracles of planetary and the benefactor of this ancient spiritual covenant, living proof that the separation between human and divine, between individual and collective, is the ultimate illusion. The committee's greatest secret is that they are not an elite group separate from humanity, but rather the fully awakened potential of humanity itself, showing us what we are all destined to become. The journey through the reality of the hidden committee of 300 culminates in a profound personal revelation. This is not merely a fascinating cosmological concept, but a living, breathing spiritual reality with which you are already in relationship. The veil that separates your ordinary awareness from their perfected consciousness is not a solid wall, but a translucent screen, becoming increasingly permeable through the sincerity of your seeking and the purity of your intention. You are not separate from this sacred architecture, you are a vital, conscious cell within the larger body of humanity, which they tirelessly work to sustain and elevate. Your final understanding is this: the path to joining this hidden network is not about seeking a title or a position, but about embodying the same principles that animate their existence: selfless service, unwavering remembrance, and a heart that has become a clear channel for divine will. The Guardians are not an exclusive club, they are the future of humanity made present, showing you the ultimate destination of the spiritual path. This knowledge fundamentally transforms the context of your daily spiritual practice. When you sit in meditation, you are not just calming your mind, you are synchronizing your consciousness with a global network of light. When you struggle to be patient with a difficult person, you are not just practicing personal virtue, you are dissolving a pocket of collective negativity that burdens the entire system. When you send silent blessings to a troubled region of the world, you are not just sending good wishes, you are actively amplifying the work of the Abdal and Najaba stationed there. Your individual awakening is a contribution to collective liberation. This is the great secret of the spiritual path that the committee embodies. There is no true liberation until all are free. Your personal enlightenment is inextricably linked to the enlightenment of the whole. The hidden guardians hold this vision steadfastly, and by aligning your life with truth and love, you become a localized expression of their eternal vigil. Therefore, do not feel small or insignificant in the face of such a majestic reality. The Committee of 300 does not need your worship, it needs your conscious collaboration. It needs you to become a stable, loving presence right where you are, in your office, your family, your community. Your committee work begins with mastering your inner state, with healing your own wounds so you stop projecting pain into the collective field, and with offering your unique gifts in service to the whole. The most powerful way to support their mission is to stop needing to be special, to be seen, or to be recognized as spiritual. Embrace the anonymity of true service. Let your left hand ignore what your right hand is giving. In this humble, egoless offering, you resonate at the same frequency as the hidden guardians, and your individual work becomes seamlessly integrated with the cosmic work of planetary evolution. You may never know the full impact of your actions, just as they work in total anonymity. This is the highest form of spiritual service, to become a silent, efficient, and loving conduit for grace, without any need for the drama of recognition. The secret is out, yet it remains a secret to those who are not ready to hear. You now carry a profound responsibility, not a burden, but a joyous duty. You are to be a keeper of this sacred trust, a living bridge between the visible and the invisible worlds. Walk with this knowledge held lightly in your heart, not as a heavy dogma, but as a living truth that infuses your every action with greater meaning and purpose. The hidden guardians are not a distant fantasy, they are the proof of love's ultimate triumph in creation. And by choosing love, moment by moment, you take your rightful place in this sacred architecture, you affirm their silent work, and you become, in your own unique way, a guardian of the spiritual order for this precious, awakening world. This was the revelation of Sufism's hidden spiritual hierarchy and your vital role within it. But knowledge must become action. In the comments, share one commitment, How will you consciously collaborate with this unseen network this week? Perhaps through dedicated prayer for global peace, or by anchoring peace in a stressful situation. Let's make our collective work visible to the unseen. And if you're ready to understand how to recognize the signs of their guidance in your daily life, the next step in perceiving the unseen awaits in the video that appears now. Between Worlds, the Sufi art of living in the Barzakh threshold.